Well, how y'all doing today? I was up to about 4 or 5 a.m., so I got a late start on the day. And really, I don't feel like doing nothing, but I know me, so I'm going to be doing something before the day's over. Big shout out to my number one son, my oldest, Tony. Today it's his birthday. And he's 36 years old. And he was telling me, Mom, I can't believe I'm 36. I said, son, I feel older than dirt. My goodness, I think I was living in Beckley, West Virginia when I was 36. Don't seem to have lived too many places for more than 2 years already. My son is talking about me coming and living with him in North Carolina. We'll see. I sure like to be around my children. Now I got him one of them food cards. It's got 4 different restaurants on it, and one of them's out back, and I'm going to be sending that information to him soon. And, well, he's got a nice little setup there, and he can go out in the backyard and grill steak any time he wants to. But I know that on a Friday or Saturday night, when he's relaxing, he feeling like cooking, he's going to use that card. And I hope it's a blessing to him. For my birthday, he DoorDashed me something. Something took me about 4 days to eat it. Speaking of which, I ain't done any cooking videos here lately, but when I do, I'm gonna make a friend of mine some breakfast because he eats porridge religiously. And I understand he likes porridge, but man cannot live by porridge alone. So my son is, he's single. His last relationship, my goodness, he's been single almost over a year now. His last relationship left a really bad taste in his mouth, and I taught both of my boys, I said, you know what, don't run out and try to replace, something that you don't have no more. And you need some me time. Spend some time doing the things that make you happy. Things you want to do. And that's what he's doing. And I'm happy for him. He's getting into some welding. He's planning on doing some gardening. And he's got a degree in electronics, so he messes around with a lot of that stuff. Now, his name is Tony. His daddy's name was Tony, but I didn't name him after his daddy. Hey, he's not a junior. I named him after my grandfather, whose name was Tony, too. And I gave him my grandfather's middle name as well, so he was never a junior, which just thrilled my mama to no end. And they always called him Little Tony, and I never could understand that. Because from like 7, 8 years old, I had to buy special clothes for him. Now, I had trouble from the get-go when he was a baby. Thought he was cocky for a while there, but he wasn't. He did have a little trouble with that, but they sold something called Malecon drops. You could put that in their formula, and it helped him to burp better. My doctor told me about that. Because my doctor thought, well, it's colic, But it wasn't. I actually started him on Jaw baby food earlier. Just like vanilla pudding and stuff, and maybe some sweet potatoes. because it wasn't enough for him. It just was not enough for him. So he wouldn't sleep through the night, and it like killed me. My mama had to come over and take over so I could get some sleep. Because when he'd stay, every hour, people. And when he'd wake up crying, well, I was just rocking. I was laying there in bed rocking. My husband said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm rocking the baby to sleep." Just like I was about dead on my feet, people. And my mama was my hero. So, but it turned out what he was getting wasn't enough. And from the age of 7 or 8, I had to buy him special clothes because he was a husky. He was not fat. He was big boned, people. This boy was huge, built like a football player. His waist was as big as mine. Okay? And he still likes to eat. He's more active now. Anyway, I was thinking about, well, now both of my boys are very friendly and outgoing. Right? And if you're good to them, they're good to you, and they're respectful. They were taught to be that way. And they made a lot of friends. And there was many a times when we had 8, 10 kids in our backyard. And I was working a good job, so I was working as a pharmacy technician back before you had to have a certificate to do it. I bought one of them mobile basketball hoops, and they'd all come over and play that. And when they didn't do it all the time. When they did, I'd get out a pack of hot dogs and some buns. And every once in a while, the ice cream truck would come around. Now, when I was growing up, you had 2 ice cream trucks. You had Mr. Softy, and you could get the sundaes and the ice cream cones and banana splits and stuff with him. And he thought he was a smart ass. Now, when you see on TV, when a kid runs, I was the kid that run behind the truck yelling, "Ice cream man." And he would slow down. When I got up to the truck, he'd speed up. Now, if you think that just happens on TV, you're wrong. I'd look up at my dad, and my dad would be sitting up on the porch laughing. Now, at a very young age, I discovered that the hands fit very well on the hips. And then, anyway, we had the Good Humor truck. And the Good Humor truck would pass our house sometimes when all them kids were out there. And I called her the Latino popsicle queen. And I'd say, "You want ice cream? You want a popsicle?" And it was like a stampede down the driveway, people. And she heard me say one day, I said, "The Latino popsicle queen's going to hook us up." She just loved that. Because there are a lot of Latinos up north. And so I did that a couple times, and I thought, have I lost my mind? I have an upright freezer. So next time I did my shopping, I picked up a box of 100 popsicles and stuck them in there. And when the kids showed up again, I gave them all a popsicle. And I told them, I only have one rule, and that's this. You do not throw your garbage on the ground. There is a trash can right over there. And if you throw your paper on the ground, not only will you never be able to come here again, but you will never get another popsicle from me as long as you live. And I went out there one day after giving them all popsicles, and there was a popsicle paper on the ground. And none of them wanted to not be able to come over and get a popsicle ever again. And I said, somebody done threw their popsicle paper on the ground. Who did it? Well, there's about 11 or 12 of them out there that day, and they all pointed at the culprit because none of them wanted to be held responsible for it and never be able to come over and have a popsicle again. They all simultaneously pointed at him. And I said, you pick up that paper right now, boy, and put it in the garbage, and I'm going to forgive you for it this time, but don't you ever do it again. It's amazing how fast your friends will turn on you over a popsicle when you're that age. Anyway, I hope he has a blessed day today. And I hope you all do too. Bye-bye.